basic warm-ups. The way I like to do warm-ups is in a way that I can easily remember them in the future. So what I do is usually start from the top and work my way down. So the first one I like to do is arms up, point your fingers up, and circle. And every time you circle, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Don't worry about going fast on this. This isn't exercise or stretch or a warm-up routine about being fast. This is just about getting your muscles warmed up and going. Now this time we're going to go the other way, but as we go the other way, the circle is going to get smaller and smaller. Remember, we're not moving with our wrists or elbows, we're circling with our shoulders. Okay, good. Now the next one, take your hands, put your fingers here, touching your shoulders. Big circles. We're going to make big circles with our elbows. Again, not concerned with speed. Concerned about just good, fluid motions. Other way, try your best in these warm-ups not to make any herky-jerky, quick motions like that. If your muscles are not warmed up, that could be bad. Okay, good. Stop. Now, tilt your head to the side. A lot of people will say you don't need to warm up because you're not able to warm up before a real life self-defense situation. I disagree with them. Well, I'm pretty sure that you're not usually able to warm up before a real life self-defense street situation. Now tilt your head back. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't warm up when you could. Head down. So warm up as much as you could, and to say what they say, to me, sounds like them saying, well, at some point in your life, you're going to be in a swimming pool where a little kid's going to pee in the swimming pool, so you should always just be in a pool that a little kid swims in or pees in the swimming pool. I think that's bad logic. So head up, look over your left shoulder. So anytime if you unfortunately ever do find yourself in a real life on the street self-defense situation, tilt your head the other way. Yes, that is true. You'll probably not be able to warm up, and your performance will probably suffer for it, and later you may even get some injuries because of it. I know I have. Head straight, but hopefully we'll never be in that situation, but we can be in a regular practice workout routine, and so that will occur much more often, so you should warm up. You should stretch out. So, now put your feet together, hands on your hips. Now we're going to circle with our hips. Try not to circle with your head. Big circles with your hips. It's called the hula stretch. I think it's obvious why. Other way. I find this a very helpful stretch, especially if for us older people, if you are driving a lot, you're in the car a lot, and my lower back starts to ache after a while, and I think this helps with that. I am not a doctor though, so please consult your physician. So now we're going to move down further. Stand on one foot, and the other foot's going to come up on the toes. From here, circle. Circle the other way. Good. Switch. Circle. Circle the other way. Good. Stop. Now we went from head to toe, so now we're going to kind of go back up just a little bit. So hands here, circle the wrist. Circle the other way. I've seen some instructors and some schools do it where they go back and forth and back. That's fine too, whatever works best for you. Just be really careful if you've not warmed up your wrists, stretched those out yet. If you do it very quickly in a jerking sort of motion, it might actually hurt your wrist a little bit, so go slow. Okay, good. Now, usually what I do from there is I usually go down to the ground. Hopefully you'll be indoors or in a nice spot, not outside like this, but I'm going to make the sacrifice so you learn. So we're going to be on the ground. Put your feet out. This is for the inside of the legs. You really do, if you can, want this to be stretched out, warmed up if possible. It helps movement a lot. The times that I have injured myself in sort of self-defense, real life self-defense situations where I didn't have time to warm up was always in this area here on the inside of my leg. All right, so hands up over your head. I'm gonna go side to side, touch both hands to one foot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now, stay right there. In this stretch, if you bring your legs back in or bend your knees between the sets, it's almost like you have to restart, like you've lost some of your progress. So now, take one leg, stretch it back a little bit further. You can do both legs, but to me, I think it's easier just to do one leg. So hands up. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now, take the other leg. We're doing 3 sets of this. Stretch it out just a little bit further. Hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, excellent. Now, from there, what we're going to do is take our hands, put them in front, right here. Now, if that starts to give you a little bit of a stretch, you start to feel a little bit uncomfortable at that point, that's where you need to stop. But if you can, kind of walk your hands out just a little bit further so that you lean forward a little bit further. If you still feel comfortable, go a little bit further. If you don't, stop right there. If you feel okay, go a little bit further. And remember, there's different types of pain, really. There's, well, I'm slightly uncomfortable pain. And then there's, I just heard something go snap, crackle, or pop. That second one, that's when you need to stop or take a step back. A little bit further. If you can. If you can't, that's okay. Hold where you're at. Or even retract a little bit. If you can, keep on going till you can get all the way down, forehead to the ground. Then when you're done, very slowly, come back up. Don't go fast. Now for this next one, always been a bit of a challenge for me, even when I was a kid. Pull your feet in together. Grab your feet with both hands. Stay there as you breathe in through your nose. Try to relax your legs. Do not make this like bobbing up and down motion. That actually is pretty bad for you. So just kind of relax. Stay there as you breathe in. Breathe out. Pull your forehead down. Your goal is to get your nose to your toes, if you can. But again, you get to a point where it's too uncomfortable. You hear something go snap, crackle, or pop, you should stop. Stay there as you breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Usually you want to do that, hold that for about 10 seconds. Further if you need to, or for a longer period if you need to. Or you can do a little bit shorter time and build up to a bigger time if you like. So that's the basic warm-ups. At the end, you could even add squats and push-ups, which is what we do a lot of times in our in-person classes. Okay, this is the first section of the Chin Tai Chi inspired Tai Chi form that we do in Silver Dragon Martial Arts. Just remember the old saying when it comes to Tai Chi. Originally they said it flows like the river. Means it goes fast in some parts and then it goes slow in some parts. Even though nowadays we think of Tai Chi as being all slow, that's not entirely true. That is true for some of the lineages or the variants of Tai Chi, but not all of them. So this one will have varying speeds, some of them fast, and some parts are fast, some parts are slow, some parts kind of in the middle. Once you learn, you can do it at your own speed, whatever you prefer, once you've mastered the form. So first we're going to start off here in ready position, back straight. So we do our bow and salute. This is the first section. Arms up, down, and you sink. Come around, hold the ball here. We're going to look to the left. Left leg pulls up, steps out, crane block. Also think of it kind of like spin the ball. Then we're going to turn. Now we go right. Right foot comes up, step out here. Crane block. Now we're going to turn this way, hold the ball. Some schools are really sincere about squaring your hips up. I, however, am not for application reasons. Left leg comes up, step out. Now we're going to drag here. This comes up, step out. We're going to spin. This is going to go basically around your belly button. In truth, it would be considered around the dantian, which is about an inch, inch and a half below your belly button. Do as many circles as you need as you're breathing. Then when you get ready, we're going to move fast. Remember, we're going to flow like a river. This is going to be the rapids. Here, we come up, our hand turns into a fist. Leg comes up and stomp. So that's going to be the end of the first section. Let's try it again. We do our bow and our salute. And we step out. Get comfortable. Your weight should be 50-50. Half and half on each leg. Breathe in. In through your nose. Breathe out. Out through your mouth. Turn. Breathe in. Breathe out. Crane block. Now we go this way. Breathe out. Crane block. This way. Pull the feet up, holding the ball. Back straight. Breathe out. And over here, we're breathing in. Step up in this kind of a high horse stance. By some martial arts standards, this will not be a good horse stance. We're breathing. When you feel ready, bring your hand up, turn it into a fist. That's the end of our first section. Let's do that again. We do our bow, our salute, arms come up, down, we breathe out. Come here, holding the ball. Leg comes up, try to keep your balance for as long as you can. Set it down, heel goes first, let it roll up to the ball of your foot. Okay. Now we're going to turn. This comes out. Breathe in, holding the ball here. Breathe out. If you need to alter your breathing, that's fine. We don't want you to pass out. Turn, holding the ball this way, circling around the belly button. There. Okay, let's do it one more time. This time let's focus on our breathing. Again, if you start to feel lightheaded, anything like that, then alter the breathing with what you need. Just remember the breathing is in through your nose, out through your mouth. We're going to bow. Salute. Breathe in. Breathe out. Here, up, out, and remember, you can take a section of these videos at a time, whatever you're comfortable with. When I do any sort of learning by video, I probably rewind and play through several times just for a small section. It was a lot harder in the days of VHS. Here. Breathing still. Turn my imaginary ball where now my right hand's on top. When you feel like you're ready for it, bring it up. There. Good. End of the first section. All right, that's going to be the second section of our Chin Tai Chi form. This starts to pick up a little bit in speed, and the applications get a little bit more challenging. So it'll be a shorter section than what the previous one was, and the angles will change a couple times. So we'll film this from a couple different angles. I'll start and restart. So we ended the first section here. So now from there, what's going to happen, our right hand goes out. Think of it like you're making these like bird wings, but your hands are going to stay down here. Here, opens up, we turn, come up like a blocking motion, or imagine there's a big beach ball right here and your hands are circling around that beach ball, then you're going to push the beach ball. All right? So then, your hands come in here, we're hiding the flower, or it's like you have a long sleeve jacket or something, you're putting something in there. 1, 2. Really important here, kind of move, loosen up the hips in that motion. I just felt my back pop. So with 1, 2, now hand turns like a blocking motion, just like Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. So it comes up, this hand follows, kind of follows behind. We go here into our high horse stance. We do our circle again, just like we did a while ago. That's in section 1. The mortal pounds the mortar. Then it comes up, block, and palm strike. Now from here, let me back up a little bit. Your right leg comes up to join. This hand turns, goes under once more. Like you're hugging yourself. We should all hug ourselves. Come up. Then we're going to push, but this time it's going to go down at an angle, and then your left leg's going to step up in a little single step and join your right foot, your forward foot. Okay. Okay? Now let's take it again. From the end of the first section. So we're here. Hands come out. Push. Bring this under, hide the dagger, throw the dagger. Grab a dagger, throw a dagger, or ninja star if that's what you like. It's good to use your imagination on these things. Left leg comes up, steps out, we get in our high horse stance again. Turn the ball. Come out. Block and strike. Down. And we come out here. Left hand's already sort of in that motion. Your right hand kind of has to catch up. Down at angle. And see how we're kind of sinking our weight here? Now let's turn a different angle. So here, we ended the first section, and when we end that, that'll be a breath out. So breathing out, turn, push. And here, so 1, 2, this thing comes up, almost like this, see? Like a double block almost, but I wouldn't really do that. Catch up. And again, just like the first time we do this move in the first section, we're going to kind of strike out when we feel comfortable with that. Breathing in, breathing out. So breathing in, and then breath out on this. That'll be a fast motion, or at least medium speed. Now from here, your right leg's gonna come up, join your front leg. This comes down. Right hand goes down, left hand goes up as a block. Now we're gonna go that way. So come up, then tiger push. Okay. Let's try that again. So we ended the first section, breathing out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Then you can breathe out. Breathe in. When you feel ready, breathe out. Do straight. Breathe in. Come out, block, and breathe out. Now in that last section, if you'd like to take it slower, you can. That's fine. So from here, you might want to breathe in, then breathe out. Or you could break it down further. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. You can play with that. So again, we're into the first section here. Come up. Breathe out. Make sure you really kind of turn the hips. And if you are in a sport or activity that requires striking of some sort, like baseball, hitting with a bat, that moving of the hips is really good for that. Moving of the core is really good for that. Come on. Here. Now we're going to come up. Big high block. Tiger push. That'll be the end of the second section. So this is section 3 of our Tai Chi form that we're learning this summer. It's going to be sort of a shorter section because the footwork is a little bit challenging at the beginning, but once you feel comfortable with it, it gets to be pretty fun. So we'll start at the end of section 2, which would have been here, tiger push. Now from here, I'm going to take my left foot. Right now, both feet are pointed that direction. I'm going to take my left foot, step it to my left, slowly. Now, pretend you're holding your giant ball, your bowling ball maybe, in your left, or in both hands. Now I'm going to turn this way to the left, and it comes up like a sweeping motion. Then I'm going to step to my right. This comes up and turns. Then your feet turn. Now you're looking this way, and your bowling ball kind of slams down to the left side, like a big stretch. Now your right foot comes up and it's going to point that direction to your right. Step out. Right hand comes up and separates from your left. You're no longer holding that ball. Now left foot steps through into a horse stance. You're almost like a block, but it comes up here. Then I step back with my right as I turn. Now from here I step right forward. This hand shoots out. Present the book. Spins around here, turn, twisting motion. Come around here and switch. Once you're really good at that section, you can do it as one fluid motion. Let's try it again from that same angle. So from here, we're at the end of section 2. Tiger push, step left, grabbing our big bowling ball, come up, step down. Now we step right, comes up, step back with your right here. Now we're basically three body or Santi position here, almost, but kind of a wide one. Now our right foot steps forward, right hand goes under, like we're giving something to someone. As this hand stays here in this position. Now from here, you're going to turn. Think of it though as the top half of your body is turning, but the lower half is not. Back and switch. And that'll be the end of third section. So let's try it again, but from a different angle. So instead of ending up this way, now I'll do it as if I've ended up facing you, facing the camera. So here, left foot steps out, grabbing this big imaginary bowling ball, come up, step, turn. Now even though I've changed angle, I'm still going the same directions. So now my right foot is still going to go to my right, which is now that way. So it comes up, right hand here, down. Now this hand will stay here. If you think of it in a combat application, it's almost like you're grabbing or blocking or rolling. Come through here, around. Try it again from that angle. So this comes out and push here. Let me scoot over a little bit actually. So here, now step left, this comes up, step. There's 2 steps there, slam the bowling ball down to the side. And this really is a stretching exercise. You should get a good stretch in your core. Now, my right foot goes out to my right. So it's going to come up first. So if you look at this from the top down view, imagine you're floating above looking down, the foot will make like an L shape on the ground. So here and here. So arms here, up, out, right hand comes up, left arm comes up as the left foot steps up. Imagine that in that move, your left arm is tied by rope to your left leg. Here, step, here. Now we're going to go forward, there, and around. Let's try it again from our original angle. Here, grabbing that bowling ball, come up, step, down, here, 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 step through, and quit. Now, all those examples, or all those run-throughs of that form, are at a fairly fast speed. So now let's do it, slow it down, and let's put a more traditional speed to it, and let's put our breathing into it. So we'll come up here, end of second section. So come up and breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe out. Now right foot steps up, breathe in, breathe out. Very slowly move on this one, breathe in, breathe out. Now as you start the twist back, breathe in to about the halfway point and breathe out. And that is the end of section 3 of our Tai Chi form. Section 4 of our Tai Chi form. So this one is definitely a little bit more unusual as far as what we've done so far. Maybe you could say a little bit more challenging. So it'll definitely be a shorter section. Not as much footwork in it as the previous section, but there is a lot of hand movements and arm work in it. So we'll start a different couple, well, we'll start one view, then we'll switch and we'll try to do a bunch of different views because I think that can help on this. So the first one, what we'll do, start at the end of section 3. Section 3, you'll remember, we come up here and we turned, we presented the book. I'm going to step up a little bit. And there. Now, beginning of section 4, we're going to step through with our right leg. This could be a very slow motion. Step out, turn the hips, turn the feet, and then this is a pushing motion as the left hand guards the face, guards the head. All right, now, from here, the right hand comes up and blocks down a low outside block. The left hand's going to be moving at the same time. Follows through. So here and there, right? Now if you want, you can take the left hand straight down from here. I like to feel a little bit more fluid, so as I'm bringing this in, my left hand makes a really big, almost faster motion just to keep up, down, right? So from there, we're staying in this kind of a high horse stance for now. We're going to go back to our move, the immortal pounds the mortar. So from here, it comes up, we're holding our ball, and circle around your belly button. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're going to go into an eagle stretch. Right hand up, left hand down. This is kind of a high one. If you really want to turn this into a challenging exercise moment, you can go low. Or you can go out. It's up to you. Okay. Now, from here, all of our weight's going to shift to our right leg. Left leg comes up. We're going to go into a cat stance, or what we call in our school a wolf stance. Left leg comes up, hands come here. Now, that's kind of a esoteric move. So when you're in this position, make sure your back is straight. You're breathing in, and breathing out. As you breathe in, arms come out a little bit. Imagine this is a big beach ball, and as you're breathing, the ball gets slightly bigger. Right? Do that as long as you want. That's almost like a meditation moment. And that'll be the end of the fourth section. So let's try this again. Over here. Present the book. We turn, stretch the core, come around, go into three body position. Right foot steps up, right foot steps out, push, you switch, push and brush the face, block the face. Right hand comes in, left hand follows here. If I was doing that at a more unified speed, like I normally would if I was practicing on my own, it would look more like that. Right, so we end up here. Immortal pounds the mortar. And come up, holding your beach ball, breathing, relaxing. Most of your weight's going to be on your right leg. Okay, end of section 4. Now let's do the same thing, the same routine. So let's do it from a different angle. Last angle we did it this way, so you started seeing my back. So now we'll do it this way. So here, this is still section 3. Still section 3. We end in our sante. Now come up, push, brush the face. Block down, low outside block, right and left. Here, immortal pounds the mortar. Eagle stretch. Do your meditation moment. Alright. Now let's start it facing camera. Still at the end of section 3. Come around. Now from here, step out, push, block, block, mortal pounds the mortar, eagle stretch, come on. Alright, so now let's go back to our first angle. And we'll do this again. We'll do it at a more traditional speed. This time we'll put in the breathing. Remember, the breathing, even though I show you a certain way to do it, once you get comfortable, you can change the breathing. Although I have found that the general rule of anytime your arms are moving up or out or away from your body, breathing out usually works best. If they're doing opposite, breathing in usually works best. That's usually the case, but not always for me personally. So I say experiment with it and see what works best for you. So, end of section 3. Here. Step out. Brush the face and push. Block, block here. I'm going to move for the camera angle. Come up. Immortal pounds the mortar. Motion. That is the end of section 4. So this is another Qigong breathing exercise. This comes out of our version of the 8 pieces of brocade. 8 pieces of brocade is a very, very common exercise set, breathing exercise set. You can type it into YouTube and you can find a lot of different versions of it. And so this is pretty loosely based on that same thing. I took out a few that I didn't like teaching over the years and I added in a few here and there. And that works for us. So I'm not too worried about keeping it 100% traditional because as far as I can tell, there's no 100% traditional way to do it. But anyway, this one is what we refer to as stomping drag, and we're going to take a horse stance in it. So we can start here. We're going to take our right foot, step it out just a little bit. Our left foot, step it out like we got our horse stance. Now it can be pretty high starting off, but as you do the routine, the exercise, you might want to get a little bit lower. If you get tired, you might want to go a little bit higher. Just remember to be careful, okay? So, start with our hands here. Now, we're take a big, deep breath in through our nose. And as we do that, we do this kind of blocking motion. I don't really think of it as a real block in a real street fighting, self-defense situation or sparring situation, but some people may block like this. So, breathe in. Now from there, use your other hand to, as you breathe out through your mouth, you extend your arm in a punch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, the vertical fist, this is pretty much how we punch in our style. So I try to keep this in this exercise, even though you may see it done other ways, or even with a push, that's fine. And if you want to change it to that for you, that's fine too. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Extend your arm. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. If you're doing this at home, follow along with me. Breathe in, breathe out. 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 Excellent. After that, you should get a little bit of energy going. I always do when I do it. And that is the stomping dragging exercise from our Qigong, our version of the 8 pieces of brocade. So the first exercise we'll be doing, I've seen several names for it. I always call it reach for the sky. So we can put our feet out about shoulder width apart, interlock your hands, put them up over your head. So you're going to breathe in to get started. Then you're going to breathe out, stretch up, come up on your toes, stretch as high as you can as you're breathing out. And breathe in and relax. Breathe out, push up. Breathe in, relax. Breathe out, push up. Breathe in, relax. Breathe out, push up. Breathe in, relax. That traditionally was the first of the 8 pieces of brocade as I was taught. The second of the 8 pieces of brocade as I was taught is going to be pretty similar, except what we're going to do is one arm is going to be up here, other arm is down. You're going to push the heavens and push the earth. So you breathe in, just get started. Breathe out, push down and push up. Come up on your toes at the same time. Breathe in. Now from here we can switch, hold the ball, then go out and breathe out. Breathe in, switch, hold the ball, breathe out. Breathe in, switch, hold the ball, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Do that as many times as you need. You don't have to switch between each direction of the set. You can instead just breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and breathe in. And then you can switch, do a couple more on that side. The third in the 8 pieces of brocade as I was taught them. What we're going to do is start with our hands on our lower back, almost like the kidney area. You're going to take your left foot kind of pointed out to the angle. Then you're going to take your right foot, step it behind. Then you're going to breathe in and breathe out. Every time you breathe out, you're going to twist, almost like you're trying to pop your back, but don't really focus on that. So breathe out. Remember breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. In, out. And we switch. Right foot goes out, pointing at the angle. Left foot pointing at that angle. Both hands on the lower back. So breathe in. And when we turn, we're even going to look over the shoulder for extra effect. Breathe out. The next of the 8 pieces of brocade, as I was taught them, has the name of Cure 10,000 Diseases. In the Chinese, from my understanding, 10,000 doesn't mean the number 10,000 necessarily. It could also mean infinite, so cure infinite diseases. So the way I always teach it is we put our hands together. Right hand is going for a switch over, grab your left wrist, and we'll look over your left side, and I'm going to pull down on my left shoulder with my right hand, this pulling motion. But as I do that, I'm going to turn my body, look over my left shoulder, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now I'm going to switch, go the other side, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One last time, breathe out. Now, I'm just doing those a few times for training purposes. Do those as many or as less as you like. The next in the 8 pieces of brocade, as I teach it and as I was trained and as I understand it, we're going to step out. Think of this almost like a horse stance. Hands on your hips. Going to breathe in. Slowly go down and out. And straighten out that back leg as you do it. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we can add our arms into it. Breathe in and stretch. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And repeat. The next in the 8 pieces of brocade, the archer's position or archer's pose. You can do this a couple different ways. I've seen it done a variety. So, got a pretty self-explanatory name. Pretend like you have a bow and arrow. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out, pull your bow back. Breathe in and switch. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're doing this in a horse stance right now, but as we do it, we can turn it into a bow stance even. And even the opposite direction. Or back to the horse. When you do these, always find what is best for you, what's most comfortable for you, and what gives you the best results. Now, in the next one, I always called it stomping dragon. For the reason there's a lot of dragon names in my school. But I think the traditional Chinese is something like stomping and punching with intent in the distance. A very complicated name like that. So, we're going to get in our horse stance, or something similar, whatever you can do. Arms up. We're going to do a circular motion. I always think of it as a block, but it doesn't have to be. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out. With a punch, you could do it with a push if you like. Breathe in, breathe out. 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 That is not a combat application, so do not get caught up in proper form of combat like that unless you're specifically trying to maintain a certain type of training. Now, the final technique in the way I teach 8 pieces brocade is not actually from the 8 pieces brocade. Instead, what I teach is actually from the live dead animals. And that's a whole nother can of worms to explain that. But just the simple qigong that I really like from it. I think it does really well, so I always incorporated it into the 8 pieces of brocade. So, this is dead bear. Hands here. So we're going to breathe in. Now, when you bring your left leg up, think of it like you're one of those old G.I. Joe action figures that your top can turn separate from your lower half. So left leg comes out, steps, arms come up, and down. And relax the back, let your arms hang. Right leg comes up, around, down, again, up, turn, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. That is dead bear.